This has to work. Otherwise, like, what's the point?
I don't know if I like this color though.
Hi, everyone. You see
Hi,
Kiki's getting herself
classes.
together? Yes, yes. Y'all, it's another week. We are here. We have made it. We are doing it. What are we doing? Living, surviving with perimenopause. And y'all, listen, this is not a pod that is going to last forever. We want to make sure to talk about the real stuff that's going on real time while the menopause horizon is within sight. You know what I mean? So we just want to make sure to be like, listen, if you're going through this, it's possibly that, because these are things that we didn't know when we were younger, right, Kiki?
We had no clue because nobody talked about it.
They did not. And listen, and the issue I'm having, Kiki, side note, girl, I can never get on here and talk to you because you see, I see the screen in my glasses. So I'm always taking my freaking glasses off. Sorry, guys. Anyway, let's get on to the episode. All righty. So we're talking about different things along the perimenopausal journey that we notice, and it's a lot of self-care that's involved. So last week we focused on a particular part of self-care that, Black women, we are associated with our hair. Period, point blank. Next, let's talk about that skin. This week we are focusing on what makes you feel beautiful in the skin you're in, literally and figuratively, but mostly like what we're looking at now. Kiki, did you notice any changes from, yes, I know we notice stuff as we get older, but did you notice any changes in your skin in the perimenopause space?
Yes. And so my thing is I have two things, perimenopause and PCOS. And of course it's not PCOS anymore. I know it, but I couldn't tell you what it is now. But
What is PCOS?
the polycystic ovary syndrome or polycystic ovarian syndrome. Like I said, they've changed the name of it because it's not ovarian centered anymore, but whatever. Um But so my skin has been going through it for years, but it gets worse during perimenopause. Girl, if you don't get it together with them glasses.
I got it. I promise. I'm focused.
Um,
Okay, go ahead.
so adult acne. I've had acne, I've had dry skin, I have dark spots, just all kinds of stuff. So my skin has definitely been changing during perimenopause. What about you? Because you have beautiful skin. So have you had any issues with your skin?
The only thing that I've noticed is like a lot of dryness lately. My skin used to be very oily. Like in high school, y'all, it was a mess. I would do like this and my whole hand would come away like coated. But
My
as I got my skin like changed from, I think, oily to maybe combination, because now I have like dryness in what they call like the T zones. But I've had a lot more. I know you probably can't see them. I have a lot more beauty marks, a lot more moles coming
Me
up on
too.
my face than I
Mhm.
have than ever before. And I know my great great grandmother, Miss Ella Mae Collier, she had, when I knew her when I was, little, she had these big, moles. And I'm like, what's wrong? Those spots on her face. But I see now it's hereditary because
I wonder what causes it because I have them too. So
I don't know. Maybe we
I
need to
wonder
look that
get a
up
Google.
because they never used to be prominent before. When my niece, my oldest niece, who is 26 now, when she was about 5, we were talking about just little things on our faces, and she has a beauty mark. She has a beauty mark right here, and I'm like, I was like, how many spots on your face? I say, I see one. And so we looked in the mirror, and so she's like, one. And so I said, do I have spots on your face? She was like, yeah, on my face. She said, yes. I said, where? And she was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was like, what is she talking about? So when I got a chance, I looked and there were these very small moles
Mhm.
that were near my eye, and now they are prominent.
Mhm.
So I noticed that, y'all, in perimenopause, it was like overnight, my skin just started sprouting these moles, and not just on my face. I noticed that the skin on my arms, my elbows, they're like it's changing. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's perimenopause, if it's weather, if it's climate change.
Maybe.
Perimenopause has you thinking some crazy stuff.
And I think everything is perimenopause. Everything. Everything in my life. Girl, what's wrong with your perimenopause?
Ain't nothing wrong with
So
that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm here for it. Just like your ear. You were just doing your
girl,
ear.
yeah. Yes, yes.
And for
Uh,
you flashers who have told us that the itchy ear thing has done you in, we feel you. We see you. You are seen because once you
'Cause I'm
start, you
trying really
cannot
hard
stop.
right now
It's
to
almost
not
like
go in this
it's
ear.
almost like a nervous tick.
I'm
So
trying so
yeah,
hard to not go in this ear.
yeah. So with
Um,
skin, so go ahead.
so
No,
another thing I have noticed, I have, like, eczema now. I didn't have it before. I don't know if you all can see, probably not. There's a dark spot on my arm where it's just always itchy, and I went to the doctor, got this cream, so and I put the cream on it, and it helps some. But,
mhm,
also, I cannot be in the sun for extended periods of time. This has happened since I've been in perimenopause. I am like an anomaly of Black women. So I go out in the sun, I tan. Like I will tan. I have had sunburn. Yes, my skin has peeled from being in the sun. And I also have a sun allergy now. I get in the sun, and you've seen it. I sent you pictures. We're on vacation. If my skin is in the sun, I get a rash all over me, like this itchy rash everywhere the sun touches. So we can be riding in the car. It's sunny out. I have my arm up, and I will get back home. I have a rash all over my arm where the sun has been. So most Black women don't go through that. And every time
yeah.
I tell Jay Renee, she's like, "Girl, what's wrong with you?"
Yeah, I have never known in all my days, I have never known a Black woman. We are sun worshipers. The sun loves us. I
Not
have
me.
never known a Black woman that said, "Oh, wait, I'm allergic to the sun." What? Now, I will say this. You did have sun issues before. I didn't know it was a full-blown allergy. Let me tell you how good of a friend Kiki is, you guys. This woman braved an international flight in the Caribbean heat in October to be there for my wedding. And she was having sun issues then. And hey, I know it's kind of first world problems, but if you know anything about going over to the Caribbean, that heat, that sun is leaning on your ass. Listen,
Hot
Kiki,
as hell.
Kiki did
Ugh,
a big one now. She was there, and I was like, "Oh, it's so bright, it's so sunny." She handled it like a champ and enjoyed her vacation. But she is
mhm,
the first Black woman I have ever known to have an allergy to the sun. And then with the creams that we put on our skin, the things that we're taught the early days. I
mhm,
couldn't wait when I was in middle school. Yes, you use the soap, you use whatever your mama, I use whatever my mother purchased.
mhm. Yep.
But I just knew my sister Melanie, 3 years older, y'all, when she started using Noxzema, I was like, I can't wait to get that age because then when I'm a woman now, my skin needs
Mhm.
all of this care. And my mom used like oil of Olay. So I was like, these are the things that I associated with women's skin, women's beauty, women's upkeep, to make your skin feel soft and feminine and womanly. That Noxzema did me well. Did me well for a year. Kiki, when you were in your teens, what did you what did you use?
What did I use? Clear
Girl,
I
they
forget.
had Noxzema, they had Stridex. Remember the Stridex, the acne pads? They had Sea Breeze. And see, I never had to use Sea Breeze, none of that stuff because I didn't get acne. I don't
In
have
my
acne.
neighborhood, people didn't use Noxzema because they were like, "Noxzema break out Black women, it make your skin bad." So, I know 'cause there's different they didn't like Noxzema. I don't remember what I used, child, I was somebody's mama, I don't know, I was just trying to get by. So,
Oh.
I cannot
Ah.
remember
You
what I used back
you
that
ain't had
far.
these concerns.
Honey, the
You were
'90s
worth
was it's been too far away, that's too long, I can't remember them, honey, not that part of it, not that basic part, I don't know.
Yeah. But listen, I have gone that is so interesting to know that we grew up 75 minutes away from one another and the views on
Yes.
feminine beauty are just so
Mhm.
different. Honey,
Yeah.
Noxzema was it. Noxzema and that
Mhm.
oil of Olay. Honey, if you were doing oil of Olay, you were a woman.
No, do you remember Pond's? Now, I use Pond's as I've gotten
The
older, the
whole
Pond's yes, honey, and I will go to the Dollar General and get me a little thing of Pond's cream, honey, yes, and put it on your face overnight, that Pond's, yes.
Now, one of my
That was
aunts
for
used
the
to use
older ladies.
Pond's. Yeah, but I never knew I just knew it was like Pond's cold cream. I'm like, why would a woman put
A
cold cream
night
on her face?
cream. Mhm, a night
Look,
cream.
and you see the different things that we have seen over the years, y'all, and it kind of morphed. As I got older, like I went and my first marriage, I lived in California. I discovered in college, and when I got married, I discovered St. Ives. The St.
Yeah,
Ives products,
yes,
they were Swiss, they were different, they were a little expensive.
and they
And when
worked,
I tell y'all that St. Ives peach scrub, that peach
girl.
cleanser,
Still
had
use it.
my face looking like this in college. I was just like
Mhm. Yep.
smooth, no problem. And then it
Mhm.
smelled good. It made you
Yes.
feel good. So it was like your skin was being pampered and you
Mhm.
didn't have to pay a lot for it.
Yep.
So I remember that evolution, and then I couldn't find it anymore in the South, and then moving over to the West Coast, finding it, and then growing even more. Girl, then I discovered Clinique. Uh,
Yeah.
and
And
it was game over.
I can't afford Clinique, y'all. That's a different, budget level right there.
Anyway, this is discovering the skin stuff. After Clinique now I have transitioned from Clinique, and I would go back and do Noxzema every once in a while because it
Mhm.
cleanses, and that camphor and the menthol, it does wonders for your skin. Look, I'm flashing now. Like it's just like so nice and dewy. But anyway, so then now I use like when perimenopause hit. When perimenopause hit, everything was I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what to do. I put that Clinique on my face, y'all, instantly sweat pouring, sweat
Mhm.
dripping.
Mhm.
I'm getting hot right now just thinking about the reaction that I had using that moisturizer from Clinique because I use the three-step system. When I was at the beauty supply store looking for something for my hair, this woman, this African woman, her name was Teo Oshifaden. That's her name. And she had this little kiosk set up. And I was like, oh, what's she selling over there? Y'all, she had these soaps and she had these oils and she had these moisturizers. I'm like, nope, already do a three-step system. Ain't trying to do all that. So, I spoke to her. Y'all, her skin was glowing. She was older than me. Her skin was glowing and she had on makeup and flawless. I'm like, she's
Mhm.
not flashing. She ain't sweating. Like, what is she doing? So I asked her, I'm like, what do you have on your face? She's like, oh, these are the products that I make. And I'm just like, what? Y'all, she had yogurt soap,
Mhm.
cherry blossom soap. They were all natural. Yes, we know about African black soap. We know about the castor oil soap, but these were the different ones, and they only had like 3 or 4 ingredients. And
Mhm.
when I tell you, Kiki changed my life. Changed my
Yeah.
life. Now that's all I use. I use this yogurt soap or the cherry blossom. There's even a set for men that she has. I will do it. Then there's this serum that I put on my face, and a balm does wonders. It
Yeah.
makes me feel like it felt back in the St. Ives days. What do
Yeah.
you use?
So, on my face, I do use African black soap. And also my husband and he has sensitive skin. So he has for years, he's had sensitive skin. So we have to use like the clear laundry detergents and no fabric softeners and all those things. So we've been trying to find soap and he went to the dermatologist and they were like, try goat milk soap. No, sheep's milk. And so we found this woman over in Carrollton, Georgia. I think they're called Waymaker Farms. Um, and they make like very minimal ingredients. It's all, organic. They make it on the farm. They have the sheep. They use all that. So we've been using that and it's made a difference in our skin. You notice the difference. And also we got into goat milk. So we go back between goat milk and sheep's milk and
Mhm,
tallow. They put tallow in it. And we
mhm,
found this soap that's only 7 ingredients and all of it's all natural stuff and it works really, really well. And
mhm.
also I have stopped using lotion. Like, you get out the shower, you put on lotion. Everybody use lotion.
Oh,
You go and
yeah, mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't. I
yeah.
stop. I use butters. I use shea butter,
Mhm.
and it works really well. Shea butter's all natural. And then I use oil. The same people who make the soap, they make a oil, and I feel like stuff it absorbs better. There's the
Right,
first ingredient in most of the lotions and things you buy is water, right?
right.
And then you're supposed to have water. Water goes into your skin and all this stuff, but water is not always what you need because sometimes
But
water
then
dry
but
you
then
out.
as we get older, we notice like all of these chemicals that are in lotions, all of
Mhm.
these polysorbate,
Oh,
this and
yeah.
that, and number 80s,
Yes.
and all that
And
other
colors
craziness.
and dyes.
Yes. And then
Mhm.
the older we get, the more we realize, oh, this is all you need.
Mhm.
Simple ingredients.
Yes, all
Deodorant.
natural.
My deodorant is aluminum free.
Mhm.
Because I discovered like I was having hair bumps that was growing under
Mhm.
my
Oh,
arm. I'm
yeah.
like, why am I getting hair bump? What is
Yep.
happening? Well, it
And
was the
then when you clean
deodorant.
under your arms, it doesn't come off. It
Right,
sticks to your skin, and that's not
right,
healthy for your
right.
skin.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the deodorant I'm using. So
Mhm.
think about the things that you're putting, not just the things that you're ingesting
Yes.
into your body, but the things that you're putting on your body, your skin.
Mm.
Your skin is the largest organ
Yes.
on your person. That's the
Mhm.
largest body organ is the skin.
Yep.
So what are you rubbing in? What are you hey, there's this place, you guys, in Little Five Points. Kiki, remember? I
$7.
cannot remember the place in Little Five Points, but there's this place that we go whenever we go to our favorite restaurant. We're gonna shout them out one of these days. And we are always walking up and down, and we found this little place and they sell these essential oils. I used to
The
laugh
oil
at essential
place,
oils. I used to
yes.
talk shit about essential oil. Ain't nobody doing all that nasty smelling. Shh. Honey, the game has changed. The game has changed. Those essential oils and those butters, and I'm
Yes.
not talking about just shea butter, y'all.
Oh, yeah,
Y'all,
other
shea
butters,
butter,
yeah.
cocoa butter, shea butter
Mhm.
with I would say flavoring, with scents and things like that. They do so many things for your skin. When you're in perimenopause, the chemicals that you're busy putting on your skin, they may not act or react the way they did in your
Yes.
20s and in your
Especially if
30s.
you're taking medications. I come back to medications
Yeah.
all the time because or the foods you eat. We've had
Mhm,
to adjust our diets, right? Because we are, going through this perimenopause journey. You
mhm,
can't eat the same things you used to eat. You can't put the
mhm.
same things on your skin that you used to put on your skin.
Right.
We're having to make adjustments everywhere. And also, I
Mhm.
forgot to mention that we're both doing collagen,
Yes.
and collagen is
Yes.
supposed to be good for hair, skin, nails, joints, all that. So
Supposed to be. It is. Now
I'm still
let me
new
tell
in
no,
my
no, 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 no,
collagen
no, no,
I'm
no, no,
still
no, no,
new in
no,
my
no, no, no,
collagen
no. Let me
journey,
tell you about
so
Kiki. Let me tell you about Kiki. Kiki is a naysayer. Kiki is
um,
a well, they say it's supposed to do this. Well, I heard it's gonna. I'ma see if it does not happen
immediately.
within 30 seconds. It's a fail.
I'm
It's a
still within
fail,
the first 30 days, so I'm still trying it out. I feel like I have noticed a difference, but, it takes a minute to make sure that that's what it
y'all.
is that's causing the change.
Flashers, not just with collagen, you name it. You name it. They say this gas is supposed to be better. Let me put this gas in my tank. I don't notice any difference. They said this hot sauce is supposed to taste different. Well, I don't do hot sauce because of perimenopause. But it's like, y'all, honey, Kiki, if you recommend anything to Miss Kiki, be prepared. Be prepared because if it's not an instantaneous result, you can hang it up. And we also have a friend. Well, you know what? That's a story for another day.
You leave this
No,
alone.
perimenopause has us crazy out in these streets. You hear me? It is insane what perimenopause will have you thinking and doing in the moment. So,
Yes. We're just hanging on by a thread over here, people. We're just hanging on by a thread, doing the best we can do.
but we have good skin. We
Yeah.
have good, clean. Listen, your skin is healthy. You want your skin to be healthy. And y'all, in perimenopause, the last thing we're going to say is don't fight it. Don't try to fight it. You cannot do the same things you used to do before perimenopause. Some of this stuff does not work
Yeah.
in perimenopause. You
Mhm.
have to be flexible. You have to be open to pivot. And once again, like Kiki said the other week, it's like you're so worried about your inside showing up on the outside. So let's take care of our outside, you guys. Healthy skin and drink plenty of water.
Yes.
Plenty of water.
Drink
That is the first
water,
go-to. Cut out the sodas. Drink
and
your
the
water.
products that don't work, if you notice it doesn't work, because I'm financially conscious. Some people might call it cheap or whatever, but so I know if you spend money on something, you want it to work. But sometimes you spend money on something and it doesn't work. You just have to put it to the side or call a friend like, "Hey, girl, this didn't work for me, but you may want to try it out." But don't hold on to something or keep using it just because you paid for it and it's doing your skin a disservice. If you notice that you're breaking out or you're having dark spots come up or your skin's been extra dry, stop using
Mhm.
it. Don't keep using I
Right.
spent $40 on this. Yes, girl, you did. But
Right.
you just gonna have to it's spent now. So you just
Right.
gotta put that to the side and try something that works.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with being fiscally conservative. We're all fiscally conservative to a certain extent, but yeah, we don't like wasting money. We
No.
don't like wasting money on stuff that doesn't work, but hey, try to pay it forward because when you find out what works for you, just like when we talked about the hair episode, when we find a stylist, honey, we are loyal. So we'll be loyal to our products, but just be open to pivot and take care of your skin, you guys. Drink that water.
Yes.
Cut out all the sugary drinks, cut out all the heavy coffees that are more sugar and cream than coffee. And I swear you'll notice a difference. You'll
Yeah.
notice a difference within a week.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
And read
Kiki, any
ingredients,
yeah,
ingredients are on
yeah,
everything now. Read the back of the
exactly.
soaps, read the back of the lotions or the creams or whatever it is that you're taking and see
Mhm.
what's in it because,
Right.
that makes a difference. Like I said, we are down to a 7 ingredient soap, and the other one is a little bit even less than that. It's just all natural stuff. And all natural is not for everybody. So don't think what we're preaching and telling you you have to stop using what works. If that doesn't work
No.
for you, try something else. But
Yeah,
just make sure you are understanding what you're doing to your body and for your
right.
body.
Yes, and it is our goal to just try to help you find some relief because that's what we're doing. We're trying to find relief as we go from the perimenopause symptoms that can exacerbate everything. I had a whole hot flash while we were doing the pod just now. It wasn't big, but it was one. And I'm just like, whew. But we're navigating and we're going to do it together, flashers. So
Yes.
thank you guys so much for sitting in on this episode about skin because we are very, very serious about that vein. Okay. Self-conscious, yes. Making sure that everything is right, yes. It's not as though we are some big time whatever's out here, but you just can't step out your house looking like any old thing. And it starts
Sure.
with
Yeah.
your hair, skin, and nails.
Yes.
So, we're going to be focusing on that. And thank you guys so much for joining us for this week's episode of from Hot Girls to Hot Flashes. Got to get it right. So
Yes,
until next
please.
time, we'll see you later.
Bye, flashers.